Alright, what's up? Salutations, Paul Revere here with a guide to Fat Todd. What is Fat Todd? Well, quite simply, Fat Todd is when we are doing Wintertodt with the express purpose of making very large supply crates. And when I say large, I'm talking with respect to the number of points stocked up inside of these. These supply crates, except for maybe like a few of them, are all 13,500 worth point supply crates. And if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, let's just get right into a Wintertodt demonstration. This is my gear. I'd say the only necessary gear for Wintertodt is warm clothing. And so you see I am accomplishing that by having the Clue Hunter top and boots, a yak hide pair of pants. You could just use Clue Hunter pants as well, or any warm clothing, and then a Torch in my offhand. This is the only required gear, and it doesn't even need to be these pieces. You could have any of the Clue Hunter set. You could have any four. You just need 4 warm clothing pieces. I think most people that have done Wintertodt or even are looking up guides on Wintertodt at least know that much. So 4 pieces of warm clothing. And then everything else is optional, but I will go over it. So of course, I should say, of course, you will need an axe. I opt for the dragon axe. This is just a quick little glance at my stats, but these are totally irrelevant as well because Wintertodt is a non-combat encounter that gives you EXP that scales with your levels, and it doesn't. Your levels do not impact the amount of damage that you do to it, as far as I'm aware. So don't worry about my stats. Don't really worry about my gear. And for the purposes of this demonstration, I will even show you a Wintertodt without any of the special gear that I use to make it slightly easier, like graceful and a dragon axe and a regen bracelet. Right, we're just gonna walk in and show you how to do Fat Todd. I don't have any sharks, but we're gonna show you Fat Todd. That's even more awesome. I'm gonna show you how to do Fat Todd with no sharks, a shit ton of bad food. This is where actually my stats hinder me. They make me worse at doing Wintertodt compared to your account if you are not as high level as I am, because Wintertodt does care about one stat that you have in particular, and that is your HP stat. Your health determines the amount of damage that Wintertodt does to you for now. They are going to change this in some upcoming patch that we don't know when it's coming. They've been talking about this forever. I'm not going to go over those changes too much because I don't quite frankly even know or care too much about them. This is how to do Fat Todd right now, and just know that if you have a high HP value, Wintertodt will do more damage to you. And so you're going to probably need to bring better food, higher quality food. I don't have higher quality food. I just have lobs, so I'm going to bring more lobs. And then because especially I don't have graceful equipped, I will take a stamina pot or 2 to run around. My inventory might look a little funky if you have done Wintertodt before. If you haven't, again, don't worry about anything. I'm going to show you everything that we need to do. But yeah, just trust the process here, guys. Trust the process. We're going to walk in, and then, like I said, we're going to need a few things that I didn't bring in. So hammer, that, knife, axe, and then let's go to town. I already have a tinderbox in the form of my Torch. If you don't have that, you will need a tinderbox as well. And this is actually a world that's full, so that's fine. Somebody's already doing Fat Todd here. What we're going to do is we're going to actually change worlds. You can do it inside of Wintertodt. You don't actually have to go outside. Change worlds until we find an open world. And one thing you can do to speed up this process is you can actually sort by the number of players in a world by clicking this arrow if you have RuneLight, and then just going to, scrolling all the way down to one of the lower populated worlds. It looks like we found one that might not be inhabited. It seems somebody is here, but they're not doing anything. So I'm just going to come in and start doing it. So what we want to do, and because this pyromancer is dead, that kind of makes things weird just by a little bit, is we want to actually start by running around and lighting all of the braziers. That's the first, I would say that's the big difference between Fat Todd and normal Wintertodt is the emphasis that Fat Todd strats place on keeping these braziers lit at the very beginning of the round. What we're trying to accomplish is we're trying to get its Wintertodt. We're trying to get Wintertodt's energy very low as quickly as possible, but we're not trying to kill it. So you see we're going to start taking some damage, a crap ton of damage. That's why we bring all this food, is because when you're doing solo Wintertodt, the energy goes down very slowly, even if you're running around and lighting all the braziers individually, just because you're only one guy. And I can't stay on top of all of them forever. So it's going to be burning for a while. Another thing you can do while they're burning is you can actually run back in here, and I don't believe you take damage from Wintertodt when you're standing in this little, I guess this is like a supply restock area. But what I actually prefer to do, because I am such a fiend for EXP, and I don't care too much about the damage I'm going to take, is I'm just going to keep these braziers lit, and then I'm going to actually, because of my inventory situation, because I don't have my axe equipped, which is a mistake, and because I brought in extra food and stamina pots, I don't have that much inventory space, as you can see. But it's nevertheless, it's kind of irrelevant, because as we're eating food, we're of course going to be getting more inventory slots. And so now we get to the standard Wintertodt gameplay of chopping logs, fletching them, and then lighting them in this brazier. But this isn't really standard because, again, we only have like 3 inventory slots. The main thing I'm doing right now is I'm looking at these braziers, and anytime one of them goes down, I'm going to try to maximize my uptime on getting logs, but I guess I'm not going to. We're just going to run over there and light it until the energy on Wintertodt gets down to around 20 to 10%. We're just going to keep taking attacks, because Wintertodt is not being graceful. Every time you take a hit from Wintertodt, it screws up your action unless you're chopping logs. So that's why sometimes I'll start to fletch, and you see my character just won't fletch. It's fine, though. Chop some more logs, eat another one of these bad boys, and then chop some logs in its place. Keep fletching. I do like to move my knife to the center of a conglomerate of logs. I don't like my knife to stick out like this, so that way it's always closer to logs, and I don't like my hammer to be right there. Okay. Just move it over there. But the main thing that we care about is that all 4 braziers are lit, and that they stay lit until Wintertott's health gets low. So we're accomplishing that goal, and as long as we're accomplishing that goal, everything else should fall into place. This is all you really need to focus on in the early game for this strat. It's not very complicated. There are some things that you can do to super optimize your time here. So like every time I get hit, as I told you, it interrupts my action. You can have sound on so that way you can know immediately when your character gets hit, and so you can respond to it. Another thing you can do is you can actually fletch when you're lighting braziers and when you're constructing braziers at the same time. You've seen me do that a few times, but maybe because I haven't drawn attention to it, perhaps you haven't noticed it. I'm going to point it out the next time, and that's perfect. 2 braziers on the I believe that is the west side of the arena. I had to change my orientation to see it. 2 braziers just got down. Let's go demonstrate how to do the fletch at the same time as another action. There you go. We constructed and we fletched at the same time. Same thing with lighting a fire. Light a fire, fletch at the exact same time as you just saw. And so that's how you do it. I'm going to light 1 log on fire here, but I honestly shouldn't even do that. I should just run immediately over here because we still need to keep the braziers lit. The health on Wintertodt simply is not low enough. We're just going to immediately light it. I don't have any logs on me, which is a bit of a mistake. I will, for the purposes of getting rid of some space and because its health is getting a little low, I'm going to light a few here just so I can get a few logs and make this trip a little bit more efficient. I have 2 braziers on, so that's all I really... Like, I know its health is going down. I could have its health going down even more efficiently, but it's not the end of the world. One of these guys is going to die soon. Hopefully it's this one, so that way I can make my time chopping these logs even more efficient by relighting the fire. But if that doesn't happen, that's fine. Maybe he won't get hit. It's all RNG. Pretty sure. So now we can fletch while we're on our way over to this brazier. And we're still going to be super efficient with our time by fletching at the same time as constructing a brazier, same time as lighting a brazier. Oh, I can't do it because he's dead. That's fine. We make multiple rejuvenation potions at the same time by picking multiple sprouting roots and then having the take 5 concoction set as our default behavior. You can do that with menu entry swapper. This is how you swap the take concoction from select take concoction to take 5. You up here in your RuneLite client, menu entry swapper comes by default, I believe, set up with RuneLite. I can't even uninstall it, so that means it does. All you do is you make sure that you have the ability to swap items. I believe that is, honestly, I think all of this is set by default, to be completely frank with you. It should be an object swaps. Customizable left and shift left click. I believe this box is already selected on for you, so I don't even think you need to screw with any of this. But if it isn't, go in here and take this box. And then when you're hovering over any item or object in the game, you should be able to hold shift on your keyboard, right click the item, and then oh, this is interesting. Yeah, okay. So I had to click again. You should be able to hold shift, right click the item, and then the same menu that comes up normally comes up, except with these two extra selections of swap left click crate and then swap shift left click. And then of course you can actually, I could change this for both of my purposes, right? Sometimes I only want one. I could hold shift and walk up here and use that, because that's my shift behavior is on the default take one concoction. But what you're going to want to do is go down to swap left click crate and then hit take 5. So swap left click crate, take 5 concoction. Now when I just normally left click it, I don't shift left click it, that's a different behavior. When I just left click it, it will grab 5 items instead of 1. That's how you reconfigure any item in the game to this behavior, and that's very powerful in a lot of different contexts, but this is how we use it here in Wintertodt. But the same core principle of keeping as many braziers lit as possible is applying. When the health on Wintertodt gets low enough, it becomes difficult to light multiple braziers, because as you see, Wintertodt starts becoming very aggressive with its shutting off of your braziers. What I find is more efficient of a use of your time, and especially your run energy, if you don't have any pieces of graceful like I don't have equipped right now. What I find is a better use of your time is just camping one brazier. You'll also notice this is darn good fire making XP. Every time you light the brazier, you'll notice I got 500 XP drop for lighting the brazier, only 300 for lighting an individual bruma kindling. This is another reason why I really like doing Fat Todd, the strat that I'm in, the strat that you're watching the video on, for quite frankly. Fat Todd lets you do solo Wintertodt very efficiently. By this I simply mean that because Wintertodt is going to be kept at a very low HP value for the majority of the fight, it's going to be attacking the braziers significantly more often. That's just the behavior of Wintertodt. It unlights your braziers more often when its health is low, which means more fat EXP drops for you when you're lighting the brazier, and more double efficient gameplay, because by lighting a brazier you also get the opportunity to fletch a log. It's just really efficient gameplay. Fat Todd lets you be super independent. You can come in here and do Wintertodt whenever you feel like it. You don't need to worry about mass worlds or making it in at the right time. It's pretty low stress. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's AFK, but for all, compared to a lot of other click-intensive methods of training your skills, I'd say Wintertodt's pretty chill, no pun intended. I'd say the thing I like the most about it is how good the XP is spilled over a bunch of different useful skills. So of course, there's the incredible fire-making XP rates that I can show you by resetting them, because these are still from last night. There are the incredible fire-making XP rates that you get here, and that's not useless, right? Fire-making is eventually a skill that you can use at Shades of Morton to light Urium shades, and that can be a pretty decent moneymaker and discoverer of elite clue scrolls. So fire-making is not a dead stat like a lot of people think it is. They just don't do Shades of Morton, which is why they don't have any appreciation for it. But you also get pretty it's not great any other XP that you get. I'm going to demonstrate, by the way. Okay, yeah, let me just focus on this. When Wintertodt has like two main attacks that we care about. One, that it attacks you that you can't do anything about other than just keep its energy low, and that is the attack where it says the cold of the Wintertodt seeps into your bones. When he does this attack, you just take some unblockable, unavoidable damage, and what that attack basically encourages you to do, the existence of that attack encourages you to keep its health low, because the lower Wintertodd's HP, the less likely it is to do that attack. So that attack is not avoidable, but we can deter Wintertodt from doing that attack by keeping its health low, and that's how we deal with that attack. The other main attack that we care about Wintertodt doing that actually does damage to us is this big. I'm going to point it out. I'm going to like particularly point it out the next time he does it. I've made a point to dodge it a few times, but what he does is this big AOE thing. Sometimes he does it and doesn't attack a brazier with it, but he usually focuses braziers with this attack. A bunch of like ice will preempt the area, foreshadowing that the attack is coming. And then the attack will happen, it'll explode the brazier, do some damage to the pyromancer, and if you're in the area, it'll do like 10 or 15 damage to you, depending on, I think, your health. So You definitely don't want to get smacked by that attack because you can just straight up walk away from it. Also, it breaks the brazier, like I told you, if it is done on a brazier, and he is way more Wintertodt is way more likely to do this attack when its health is low. And so what that means is Fat Todd, the strat that we're doing, is really good for construction EXP at Wintertodt. The lower Wintertodd's health is, the more likely he is to do this attack where he just straight up nukes a brazier. And when he does that, as I've told you, I didn't fletch at the same time there. That was a mistake. When he turns off the brazier like that, it doesn't do any damage to you. You just get to relight it for a fat EXP drop, right? I get 500 EXP instead of 315. We like it when he shuts off the brazier and does no damage. When he does this attack, this is the attack I'm talking about. Boom, destroys the brazier. I'm going to use this opportunity to fletch a root. I'm going to get some extra points for healing the pyromancer and extra EXP and extra points for lighting the brazier. And, of course, we just go back into just lighting wood on the brazier right here as we normally were. It doesn't really even interrupt your EXP. It's really good when he just shuts off your brazier. It's also pretty darn good when he takes down your brazier because you get free construction EXP and all you got to do is move away to avoid any damage. I'd say the construction rates and the fletching rates are about 15k. The wood cutting rates are probably about 3 to 4k an hour. And fire making I've seen go as high as 220k an hour doing this strat. With very negligible, but still worth mentioning amounts of herblore and farming EXP. You get a little bit of those. I think you'll actually not be getting any farming EXP anymore after they do the update, which is another reason why I'm pushing this guide out now, just in case they do that update and nerf the farming EXP that you get from this. But you also get some herblore EXP from putting the potions together. So all in all, Wintertodt, even though it's a very small amount of those, here he's going to do the attack again, walk away. You just need to walk one tile, that's it. You literally just walk this tile back. That attack will miss you, and then you'll get to heal the pyro, reconstruct the barrier. Heal the pyro if he's dead. Maybe he won't die from that attack, but either way, you get construction EXP, fat loot, or fat fire making XP, and it does basically nothing. I'm just going to light this out again. That's totally fine. I'll take more fire making XP, thank you very much. And the opportunity to fletch. Just going to break the brazier again, that's cool. At the same time, boom, boom. When the XP drops are super close together, that's how you knew you did a good job. Look, he's going to break it again. Hey, yeah, sure, I'll take more. You're just training my construction at this point. I appreciate that, Todd. Now, the pyro's dead, and I don't have any Bruma, so, or rejuve potions, so let's go get more. But this is it. We've got Wintertodt right where we want him. We are now beginning phase 2 of Fat Todd, where he's at 5%, and we want to camp him at this health value for basically like the next half hour. The goal now will be to manage Wintertodd's HP at this value, all the while getting premium XP. So to do that, we want to kind of focus on one brazier and never light it when it's like below 3%. Is kind of the vibe that I get. And I shouldn't say the vibe. That's kind of the strat that I've roughly worked out to be not perfect, but like you usually will not kill Wintertodt if you light the brazier when it has greater than 5%, right? The brazier will usually be turned off if I make sure that I don't light this when it's at least like when it's like Wintertodt has 1% energy left, that's probably a bad time to light it. When Wintertodt has 7% energy left, you're probably going to be okay. And there we go. We just gained a construction level because the construction EXP isn't bad here, like I just said. Now we're lighting fires, 7%. There is delayed damage with Wintertodt. You see these fireballs that are shooting off into the distance. This is what actually damages the Todd. So when the brazier gets shut off by Wintertodt, some of these balls are still out and dealing damage to him, which is why so like it's going to get shut off here. But look, these fireballs are still going into Wintertodt, dealing damage to it. It didn't lose a percent there, but it could have. It could have been at like just barely 5%, and then those extra balls might have brought it down to 4, which is why basically the delayed nature of it makes it such that the delayed nature combined with the randomness of when it's going to actually get shut off. Like you never really know when Wintertodt is going to shut off a brazier. Those two aspects combined is why I don't repair it when it's at 5% or lower. And so even this you could consider a mistake. I'm not going to I probably will actually go because they're above it all. I don't want to be inefficient with my time, and if I'm just standing here waiting around not doing anything, that is a big waste of my time. So I'll play life a little bit on the edge. I think you could play around 3%. is probably maybe pushing it a little bit. Also, eating food helps, because when you eat food, your inventory gets bigger, and when your inventory is bigger, you have more time to chop logs and let the brazier stay off so you're not damaging Wintertodt. Now, I don't like, so this is perfect. I'm going to walk away. Todd's going to shut off the brazier. I don't like burning regular broomer roots. I'm actually mostly here for the fletching EXP, and obviously I don't get fletching EXP if I don't fletch the roots. I know that sounds like a meme, by the way. Oh, you're doing Wintertodt for the fletching EXP? Basically, I just need to hit 72. I started my Wintertodt journey. I started my Wintertodt journey way back. I've done it intermittently. Whenever I feel like doing Wintertodt, I do Wintertodt. Right now, I'm doing it to hit 72 fletching so that I can fletch Moonlight Antler bolts, because I just hit 91 hunter, and I want to make the most of my time hunting Moonlight Antelope by being able to fletch their horns for bolts. So I'm doing this for the fletching XP so I can go do that. But Wintertodt is one of those activities that whenever I do it, I just want to do it the most efficient that I can, because it's so good for EXP, loot, and it's just a generally very efficient way to spend your time. It's even a very Iron Man friendly. As you probably know, most people know Wintertodt is where a lot of accounts start their Iron Man journey, because you just get so many supplies from them. So hopefully this method that I'm showing you is going to maximize your XP gains in the department of anything but fire making, because admittedly this is worse fire making XP than normal Wintertodt, but it's better fletching XP, it's better construction XP, it's better points per hour, and it's not even that worse fire making XP. You'll see I'm camping it at 4%. Like I said, I'm going to live life on the edge here and wait until it gets down to about 3% before I start considering not lighting the fire, because I want my fire making XP to be around 200k. I should be able to hit 200k. Last night I was hitting 220k consistent. So we're gonna stand back, don't let it hit me. Your axe does not matter, I have found, for Wintertodt. The quality of axe that you bring, whether it's a dragon axe, whether it's like an infernal axe or whatever, I don't even know if it's an axe, but whether it's a super juicy axe or a literal bronze axe, I have found that that does not matter one bit for Wintertodt. You chop, I believe it's got the same rate, right? It's like, maybe not. Maybe I'm capping. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. I'm capping. There is a inconsistency here to using this bronze axe that was not there with my dragon axe. Dragon axe, it's like consistently this many ticks. It's like tick, 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 tick. Apparently a bronze axe can still miss on the broomer route, so your axe probably doesn't need to be a dragon axe to be getting the consistent logs that I'm pulling in, but I don't know if it can be a bronze axe, because I think how wood cutting works is when you're cutting woods every so many game ticks, you have a chance to receive a log and EXP from the wood cutting activity. With a dragon axe, I'm pretty sure that chance is like 100% on broomer roots. With a bronze axe, it might not be 100%. So I try to always have roots in my inventory so that I can, when Wintertodt shuts off the brazier, I can do a combined light and fletch at the same time. I'm just going to break the brazier here. Unfortunately, I'm out of inventory space, so I am going to keep lighting here. Normally, I would, 3%, I would be looking to go back and start grabbing some roots. I'll pull the, I'll pump the brakes, so to speak, when it takes another hit. Okay, it's HP is still 3%, so I'm going to keep lighting and lighting again. But once it goes down to 2%, okay, this is perfect. Keep giving me those fat XP drops. I love this. 500%. One click for 30%, 40% more EXP. Yes, please. One click for 500 fire making XP. We'll take it. It's still at 3%. So now I back off, go chop some logs. I would like Wintertodt to actually do some more damage to me, because I need to eat some lobsters. And I have to say, I didn't take Graceful in because I wanted to show you guys an itemless fat Todd, but I took 2 stamina potions unnecessarily, for sure. And even, like, all this food that I brought in, I really didn't think that I would need, I really thought that I guess I over-prepared. I didn't take any, I've never tried a fat Todd without the gear that I usually bring in, the regen bracelet and the Graceful pieces. But this just goes to show how irrelevant that is and how low the requirements are to do what I'm doing here. Probably obviously, right? If you've ever done Wintertodt, you know what I'm talking about. Wintertodt is a pretty requirement-less activity. But yeah, this definitely sells that point. This slams it home. You don't need anything to do what I'm doing. You just need the strategy. So it did gain 1% of HP. We're going to do a Fletch Light to get rid of some logs in our inventory. I'll probably skip over a lot of this because it's just a lot of the same. I'm going to back up to dodge the attack, heal the pyro, Fletch and construct at the same time, Fletch and light at the same time, and then light, shore up inventory spaces. If I took a hit, it wouldn't matter because we really do want to store more Bruma roots in our inventory. So it's at 2%, just got shut off. I'm gonna live life a little on the edge. It got 3%. Just got lit off again. This is perfect. Hey, I'll take more EXP. Thank you very much. And as you can see, we got our fire making XP up to around 200k again. I usually gain about a level an hour. Maybe a level every 50 minutes even. It's really quick. It's unethical, actually, I dare say. Wintertodt is incredible for general skilling EXP. It's very rare to get 200, I shouldn't say very rare. 200k EXP per hour is a fast leveling skill. And to be able to keep that up consistently, which Fat Todd allows you to do because we spend more time actually doing Wintertodt and banking our points rather than just, you know, waiting for lobbies to fill up and then completing them and then having to change worlds to do another world. Like, again, it's not insane EXP. It's not the best EXP that you can get, but when you, with respect to the fire making XP, but when you combine all of the other EXP drops that you're more reliably getting, like the construction and the fletching, it really does add up. Fletch and construct at the same time. Got to heal the pyro for more points. Healing the pyros is what, in case you've never done Wintertodt, I want to try to explain. I keep going back and forth between my explanations here. To the complete noob who doesn't know this, the reason you have to heal the pyromancer is because the pyromancer is what allows you to light the brazier. You can construct the brazier without the pyromancer being alive, but you cannot light it without the pyromancer being alive. But every time you do any action, you should try to combine it with a fletch, because you can, and that's just efficient. But yeah, intentionally keeping Wintertodt alive. The point value that we'll stop at is 13,500. So we will certainly be here for a little bit longer. We're not even halfway. Construct. Heal the pyro. I actually shouldn't light it now. Let it gain some health. And you can see, we haven't taken an attack, the Wintertodt cold seeps into your bones. We haven't received that attack, basically, since its energy was above 10%, I believe. And that is why we keep its health low, is because that attack is unavoidable, except if you keep its health low enough. If you keep its health low enough, it almost never does it, so that is how we avoid the attack. We just make sure it can't even do it. I'd say that's the core, that's like the foundation behind Fat Todd. Save you more supplies, spend more time actually doing Wintertodt. Don't get perfect 100% like maximum fire making XP, but you get really good fire making XP combined with better construction XP and the ability to bank the crap out of your points into one supply crate, saving you a lot of bank space, which I have found to be a premium. Bank space is like premium real estate. I have a 1,020 slot bank that is still at the exact, it's at the cap. It's at 1,020 slots used. So any bank space we can save is very welcome. Yeah, look at how many times it shuts off the brazier. It's good for you though. Again, it's a little bit more clicking, yes, but it's 500 EXP every time, so it's more than worth it. You can see where I actually set a goal for the level 95 fire making that I need to hit for lighting Urium shades, but we just gained a fire making level. Yeah, in about an hour and some change, we will have gained another fire making level up here at 84 fire making. One of my higher skills. That's pretty impressive in my opinion. The XP is definitely good. I think I've mathed it out. I would have to spend about 30 hours doing nothing but Wintertodt, and I should hit my goal. if I remain consistent at my pace and I don't let the XP drop too far below 200k, which just requires some diligence. It's a fairly AFK method, you know, this is not too sweaty. I guess we are fletching, and we're doing the fletch at the same time as doing other things, but I feel like that's standard Wintertodt practice. I can't think of too many Wintertodt strategies that don't do this. Any good ones, at least. I feel like Wintertodt is one of those activities that you're gonna have to click a little bit. Just the nature of the beast. You're gonna want to optimize. A little pro tip for you: if you notice that it's lighting, that when you turn it back on, when you turn the brazier on, it's like immediately going to turn it off again. What you could actually do is switch over to fletching, because if you know you're not going to be able to complete the action of lighting the logs on fire, it's better to just fletch than to not do anything, because Wintertodt will cancel your current action. If you are attempting to light a log at the same time that Wintertodt wants to shut off the brazier, you could have there could be a window there where you miss that action, because Wintertodt simply stops you from doing it before you complete it. Let's see if I can't show you that. So like right here, I didn't actually, even though the dude put the log on the brazier, but because I clicked back in time to dodge that attack, it didn't actually light the log. It'll probably do it again here. Yeah, look, he's lighting. He was in the action in the process. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. You can see it, right? You can clearly see my dude was putting the log on the brazier, but then the brazier got shut off. It's better to just fletch in that meantime. It would be better if I just started a fletch action right there. I'm going to show it to you now, what I think you should be doing if you see Wintertodt in the process of turning off your brazier. I guess this is like a super optimal, not even super optimal, but this is like another thing that you can do if you notice you're going through a lot of supplies, bringing less food into here, is you can have a dueling ring set to the Ferox Enclave, and then a games necklace set to Wintertodt Camp. And then in between your runs, you can just click this once, go to the Ferox Enclave, take a little sip, or go back home if you have the construction level for the ornate pool. I don't. Mine is only 72. But if you have like 85, or I guess you could boost it, so you could do like 75 construction, you can get the ornate sippy cup in your house and just go back to your house. Either way, when I come out of Wintertodt, I'm usually pretty low health and low prayer, because I do occasionally use redemption when RNG is not on your side, or rapid heal when RNG just isn't on your side, and Wintertodt decides to hit you like 15,000 times while you're doing it. You're gonna get lower, and when that happens, you're gonna want to full heal before you go back into the Todd to optimize your resources. And for that purpose, I find Ring of Dueling and a Games Necklace to be nice to get to and from Todd quicker. So here he's going to shut it off, walk back, fletch well in the meantime, heal him up. I didn't do this optimally because I thought I was going to heal first, but it's fine. Fletch, fire make, then go back to lighting. Always have logs in your inventory so that way, no matter what, you can be fletching to super optimize your time. These lobs are going to go unused. I brought too many, it's fine. I should have fletched there, it's fine. I'm going to walk back. I'm going to take a hit here so that I can actually use a lob there. Get rid of some inventory space. And yeah, just camp one brazier and you're good. You can, if you're about this life, if you're about that lifestyle, you can start walking around with a full inventory of roots and healing all of the pyromancers. I believe the most amount of points that you get in Wintertodt is, I think, from healing the pyromancers. I think you get 30. Maybe I'll fact check that, but and throw that on screen, the point breakdown on screen for you. But you get a lot of points for healing the pyromancers, I know that. Let's just go test. How many points do you get for healing a pyromancer right now? I believe it's 30. Let's find out. Yeah, it's 30. What about when I light a brazier? It's 25 for lighting braziers. What about lighting a log? It's 25. So yeah, I'm getting more points for healing. It's only 5 more points, but either way, 5 more points for healing a pyromancer. It's a one-click action that you don't need to like commit your character's movement to, so it's efficient in that respect, and you can be fletching on your way to the next pyromancer. So I find it worthwhile. You shouldn't light the braziers unless you can, because if I light all 4 of the braziers right now, Wintertodt will die, and I don't want that to happen. So I have the agility level required for this shortcut, by the way. I don't think it's necessary. I'm just going to be doing a little bit more running. maybe you'll actually use the stamina potions that I gave you. But it's like you can't fletch while you're on the shortcut, so it's not nearly as hype as you may think. If you're a low agility Andy and you're like, oh my god, I've never tried Wintertodt with the agility shortcut. Well, you can see in this gameplay how impactful it is. I don't find it to be like the biggest quality of life thing in the world. I've done it without it. Okay, I'll put it that way. You can definitely do this without the agility shortcut, but I've got 88, so I figured why not use it. So fletch on the way there, fletch while we're lighting, and then start lighting because we have so many logs to light. I don't mind swapping my positioning, right? That doesn't matter to me. I don't care if like for some duration of the game mode I'm on the southeast or southwest side and then I swap over to the southeast because the pyro that I last needed to heal is over on that side. I don't care about that. What I care about the most is just making sure that I'm always doing something, being efficient with my time. And ideally doing two things at once, like lighting a brazier and fletching logs at the same time. Because definitely that's when you get your most EXP is from lighting the braziers. This is the nature of Fat Todd. It's not waiting, but it's a lot of, I guess it is waiting to an extent, right? I clicked the logs once, I clicked the tree once, and now my character is essentially AFK, even if I get hit by Wintertodd's attack, which I probably won't because it's very low health. But Wintertodd's attack specifically won't interrupt your woodcutting action. It'll interrupt everything else you do here except for woodcutting. I think that was a change they made. And so this is a period in the game where I have AFK'd before. When you're going to go back for wood, you can click the Broomer Roots once. I actually just took an attack. See that? The Cold of the Wintertodt. Isn't that ironic? I just said he's not going to attack me when his health is at 3%, and he did just attack me and interrupted my fletch action. So let that be proof for you right there. That's what happens when he attacks you, and that's why we keep its health low, is because that attack, if nothing else, right, it hurts you and forces you to bring more food in if you're going to get hit by it a bunch. But if nothing else, it interrupts your actions, which is so fucking annoying. So when he does that, we gotta be mindful of our activity, except for when we're specifically cutting wood, because when we're cutting wood, he does not interrupt your action. Which brings me back to what I was saying. You can AFK a little bit when you go to the Broomer Roots, okay? Doing this style of Todd, it's going to take a while. Your Wintertodds are going to take more time. And so, if there's ever a moment where you're like, huh, can I use the restroom? Well, is this strat restroom viable? Yes, the strat is restroom viable. Just make sure you have very few inventory or things in your inventory. And when you click the Broomer Roots, when you have nothing in your inventory, and then you can go AFK for a bit while your inventory fills up with logs. If you keep its health this low, it probably won't kill you. Maybe it'll attack you once, as we saw. I'm gonna actually pump the brakes here. Yeah, I was gonna say it's taking a while to kill this brazier, drop its health all the way down to 1%. But look at this, right? We have a not empty, but we could have like a more empty inventory if I didn't have these stam pots, if I had fewer food. We'd have a lot of like AFK time here. You can go around and heal the pyros. We're gonna have to make more rejuve potions soon if we do. About 2/3 of the way there with respect to our points. So another thing you can do is you can hold Alt if you're on RuneLate and grab, like literally fucking grab your inventory and move it closer to make it easier for you to click things, right? Because look, my inventory is closer to where the action is. You can also unfortunately block important pieces of information on your screen, so be mindful of that. But it's gonna attack the pyro here. That's fine though. Hopefully he kills this brazier soon. It's at 2%. Come on, Wintertodt. When he kills the pyro, the shutting off of the brazier happens usually pretty reliably. Yeah. The pyro being dead is usually a dead giveaway that your brazier is going to die soon. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention this, but you do get some agility XP for doing the agility shortcut. So, you know, I suppose you could argue it's good for that or whatever. Like, I don't go out of my way to avoid the agility shortcut, even though it's harder to fletch on the agility shortcut in Wintertodt. This guy's going to come in and fuck this up. He's going to steal my construction EXP. This is the issue with this strat, is sometimes you will get crashed by lame nerds that want to come in here and just, they want to watch the world burn, right? This guy wants to watch the world burn. Oh, maybe he doesn't. No, he does. This guy, he, as a pyromancer, you know, you're doing Wintertodt. It's a fire-driven activity. Some people want to watch the world burn, and that's what they're going to do. So he's going to come in here, and he's going to fuck up my strat. It's fine, man. It's annoying. I would like to get the 13,000 crate, but he's gonna hop in here. He's not gonna say a thing. He's not gonna have any courtesy whatsoever. It is what it is. I'm not gonna throw a fit. I could get on the, you're screwing up the video. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? It's all good. I'm just gonna continue trying to keep its health low. Maybe the homeboy will go around and heal the pyromancers so he can get his points. Maybe that's what he's here to do. He's trying to get points for a crate real quick or some shit. Who knows? But if I get to every 500 points you get is an interval for another reward crate smack, another roll on the reward crate. So if I get to 9,000, we'll be happy. If I get to 9,500, I'll be happy. The only moment I won't be happy is if he ends it intentionally, if he sabotages. He actually doesn't even look like he's here anymore. I could be wrong. No, he did. He just healed this brazier. He healed the pyromancer over there. So if he lights this and tries to kill it, then that will signify to me that he is not respecting the strat, which is fine. Again, it's totally fine if people come and crash your world. It's annoying, but it's the nature of the beast. You're playing RuneScape and MMO. But the existence of this player does make me more inclined to just burn it all, even if its health is low, because I don't know when he's going to want to end it. He just lit the brazier. He just does not give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck what I'm doing here. He's like, yeah, I see that guy over there. I don't care. So I want to hit the next reward threshold, but I don't think I will, unfortunately. And that, again, that's just the nature of the beast. So he came in, he crashed my world. Good for you, man. I hope you got what you wanted out of this. I'm going to go store the crate. That's essentially how you do it. I would have gone till I hit 13,500 points. But again, this is the nature of the beast. Sometimes you're going to get your world crash. It's not the end of the world, though. It's still a pretty fat supply crate. Obtained, all things considered. And with that considered, I actually now want to open these for your viewing pleasure. Now, the issue with this is, of course, these are going to be fat crates. So I have to open them up one by one, I think, if I want to get the most out of these. Because if I just have all of these things in my inventory, they're not gonna open fully. So let's open these crates one by one and see what we got from a bunch of fat Todds. Okay, and so yeah, does your supply crate look like this when you open it? You have earned, we see, got a lot of dynamite, you get herbs, you get trees, or sorry, logs, you get seeds, you get gems. It goes off your mining level. Wintertodt is an interesting, it's an interesting beast because the rewards that it gives you are based off things like your fishing and your mining level, which are two skills that are not trained in the event itself, but that's fine. So let's just supply crate. I feel like I want to move these if I can. Maybe I can't. I just have to scroll down and move them like this. Okay, sure. I think that's it. So let's just click them out of my inventory like this and open them up. Some of these are going to be smaller because of world crashers, but that's fine. Open this one up. This one might be big. No. How big is this one? That one's pretty big. That's a nice fat one right there for you. Oh. Oh, you may not have enough free spaces. Yeah, okay, this one's huge. This one is absolutely huge. Okay. Okay, I mean, there's a Brumatorch in there. With excess Wintertodt uniques, you can trade these in for, I think, more supply crates. So I'm not unhappy to find more Brumatorches. It's a small one. Again, the fish that it gives you scales based off your fishing level. You know, I have a decent fishing level. I have 81. But I'm still getting trout, which is a bummer. That's an okay sized one. But again, we're still getting salmon, which is disheartening to say the least. Show me the sharks. I think the fish that you get from Wintertodt scales up to sharks. But that was a small one right there. That was like a 500 reward point crate. Got the gloves again. I only have the gloves, so it's unfortunate seeing the repeats, but again, you can trade those in. We can apparently trade the repeats in. There's some sharks and some swordfish. You get coins from this too. The dynamite is used in blast mining, and I understand that to be a rather efficient way of training mining, so I think we will get some use out of the dynamite. Saltpeter, I can't remember what that's used for, but Everything else you see, you got herb lore supplies, logs, stuff you can fletch with. Yeah, oh, there we go, nice. Another piece of the puzzle. Now this is actually a decent one because I can wear this in place of Clue Hunter Garb, and that just gives me more EXP. The warm gloves, though, are kind of hard to fit in because my regen bracelet is usually what I put there, so. Actually got some good loot, that's sick. Pyromancer's Garb, that was on the last supply crate too, right? Yeah, that was. So the last crate gave us something great. And some U seeds and some Snapdragon seeds. You love to see it. You love to see it. All right. Perfect. Yeah, anyways, that's my guide to Fat Todd. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, well, good for you. That's always great. Anyways, take care. Thank you very much. And there you go.